Hi, today's passage is taken from Luke chapter 22, verse 39 to 46. Let me just read. Coming out, he went to the Mount of Olives, as he was accustomed, and his disciples also followed him. When he came to the place, he said to them, "Pray, that you may not enter into temptation." And he was withdrawn from them about a stone's throw, and he knelt down and prayed, saying, "Father, if it's your will, take this cup away from me. Nevertheless, not my will, but yours be done." Then an angel appeared to him from heaven, strengthening him. And being in agony, he prayed more earnestly. Then his sweat became like great drops of blood falling down to the ground. When he rose up from prayer and had come to his disciples, he found them sleeping from sorrow. Then he said to them, "Why do you sleep? Rise and pray, lest you enter into temptation." Today is an interesting passage. This is the prayer in the garden. This is before Jesus' crucifixion. And as we already seen that because Jesus has a relation with the Father, he knows he needs to be crucified. Now in this passage, there are interesting things that we can learn about Jesus and his prayer life. It says here, verse 39, coming out, he went to the Mount of Olives as he was accustomed. Interesting, as he was accustomed. It was a regular part of his life. The disciples knew it. He was accustomed to it. And that's what prayer should be. It should be part of our lives. Not one off when we hit a crisis. It should be a regular part of our lives. We should be talking with God on a regular basis. Just like you talk to your spouse or to your kids. It needs to be done on a regular basis, just like a good friend. So that's the first thing we see. Is he's accustomed to it. It's a part of his regular life, regular routine, and we need to do the same. Next, when he came to the place, he said to them, "Pray that you may not enter into temptation." Interesting, verse 46, he mentions the same thing. Then he said to them, "Why do you sleep? Rise and pray, lest you enter into temptation." It looks like prayer protects us from being tempted. It looks like prayer helps us to be self-control. It looks like prayer helps us to be more disciplined. It protects us from being tempted. Now, that alone should be enough reason for us to pray more. It empowers us. It gives us strength to overcome our struggles in our lives, our temptations, our weaknesses. So that's point number 2. We should pray more so we can become stronger and we can be overcomers. Verse 41, and he was withdrawn from them about a stone's throw, and he knelt down and prayed. It looks like Jesus was used to kneel down and pray. It's not necessary. We sometimes have passages where he talks about the standing, but here Jesus is kneeling down. If you enjoyed it, you can do that. It doesn't matter how you pray. The most important thing is that you pray. Saying, "Father, if it is your will, take this cup away from me. Nevertheless, not my will, but yours be done." Interesting. Jesus is not praying for it to be taken away. Often we Christians are praying for our problems and our issues to be taken away. No, Jesus is praying here so he will be able to overcome those struggles, those fears, those temptations. You see, the reason Jesus is praying here is because he has a big fear of being crucified. And as he is praying, he receives God's peace and his grace to be able to overcome his problem, his struggle. That's why we Christians should pray more. Because we shouldn't be praying that God would take away our problems. No, we should be willing to face them straight on. But prayer is there to help us to overcome these struggles. In verse 43, we see here, then an angel appeared to him from heaven, strengthening him. You see, when we pray, God will give us the grace and strength we need. And we maybe don't know if it's an angel, but God will give us extra power, extra strength, extra grace. It will encourage us so we are overcomers. So you see, prayer helps us to be overcomers. It strengthens us. And it looks like even in this case, God will send an angel. Now, I don't know about you, but I like to have an angel on my side. And being in agony, he prayed more earnestly. You see, when we're in agony, when we have a lot of stress, we need to pray more. But what do? We start worrying more. That's not the solution. If we worry, we need to go to prayer. Go on our knees and pray until we receive God's peace about this issue, because that means we have an answer. When he rose up from prayer and had come to his disciples, he found them sleeping from sorrow. Then he said to them, "Why do you sleep? Rise and pray, lest you enter into temptation." That's it for today. I hope it helped you. It strengthened you. You see, there are many things that we can learn from Jesus. First, he was accustomed to it. And we should be accustomed to prayer too. It should be a regular part of our lives. We should pray. It helps us against temptations. It helps us to be overcomers. And then, as we're praying, God will maybe send his angels to strengthen us and help us. You see, the more problems we have, we shouldn't pray for the problems to be taken away. No, we should pray that God will help us and strengthen us so we can overcome those problems. Hope it blessed you. Until next time. Bye.